Hello, today we will be talking about Facelift, which is my personal favorite Alice in Chains album. And if you haven't noticed, I am wearing my Rainier Fog shirt to show my support for the album. And it's still a great album, and there's plenty of great stuff on that album. And if you haven't heard the new album yet, definitely check it out. But let's go ahead and talk about the album. The album starts off with We Die Young, which is fairly short, straight to the point. It's really catchy, and I read that the song is about gang violence and that it was common during the time when they were in Seattle during their younger years. Is a common thing in that area. And yeah, it's a great song. It still holds up for me, and it's short, catchy, and for me, fun to listen to. Next, we have Man in the Box. I was about to say Man in the Mirror. Awkward. But yeah, Man in the Box. I read that the song is about censorship with animal cruelty used as a metaphor. I read that recently before this review because I was interested in what the song was about because I couldn't figure it out for myself, obviously. But yeah, it's definitely definitely an interesting song. It still holds up for me. It was one of their biggest hits, and some might call it overrated, but I still really enjoy the song. Next, we have Sea of Sorrow, which never has been one of my favorites, but I do like the song. But it's not a song that I go back to very much. But I still think it's a decent song, and but I do enjoy Lane's vocals a lot on the song, though, especially in the chorus. Next, we have Bleed the Freak, which was I believe was released as a single. I hope I'm right, but Bleed the Freak. It's your standard Alice in Chains song. It's dark, and you get your more slow moments and you get your more upbeat moments, and it's a great song. And I really like the middle section. Definitely musically interesting in that part of the song. But yeah, Bleed the Freak, great song. Next we have I Can't Remember, which I think is underrated. It's kind of dark, and I have nothing much constructive to say about the song, so I'll just say go ahead and check it out after this review. It's a great song. Definitely, for sure, check it out if you haven't listened to it in a while or you haven't heard it before, period. But yeah, great song. Next we have Love Hate Love, which is one of my personal favorites on the album, and it is a personal favorite for most people off this album, and I can understand why. It's a little over 6 minutes, and it's a fairly dark song, and it has some of Lane's best vocal performances on the album, in my opinion. Especially near the end, in the second half of the song, he really brings out the emotion in his voice, and it's just a really great song. It flows well, and the melodies are excellent. But yeah, great song. Next we have It Ain't Like That, which, if I'm thinking of the right song from this album, I believe it was in the soundtrack for the movie Singles. I hope I'm thinking of the right song, but yeah, this is an interesting song. I don't go back to it a lot, but I do like it. I do like the main riff. Yeah, I really like that riff. But yeah, not a song that I go back to a lot, but I do like it, and it is a song that I go back to once in a while. Next we have Sunshine, which is a tribute to Jerry's mother, Gloria, who died in 1987. And this is one of my favorites on the album, and yeah, probably top 5. And it's a great song, and I really enjoy the guitar work in this song. It has some of my favorite guitar work on the album, and I really like how Lane delivers the lyrics, especially in the chorus. But yeah, great song, underrated. Next we have Put You Down, which I don't know if I'm the only one that has noticed this, but the main riff kind of reminds me of Walk This Way by Aerosmith. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not going to say that it's a blatant rip-off, but I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that song, and I find it interesting. But it's a fairly short song, and it's pretty catchy. I like it. But next we have Confusion, which It's maybe my least favorite song on the album. It's still a great song. It's just the song. It's the song that I least go back to from the album. But yeah, it's still a decent song though. Next we have "I Know Something About You," which is maybe my maybe my third or fourth favorite song on the album. I really like this song. It kind of has some funk vibes to it, and I find it to be a pretty unique song on the album, and I think it's kind of interesting. But if you haven't heard it in a while, definitely check it out. And if you haven't heard it, period, of course, check it out. But it's a great song. Next, we have "Real Thing," which sounds like they're showing off their 70s influences. If I'm thinking of the right band, I believe they were influenced by Black Sabbath. And yeah, I kind of get some 70s, maybe 60s vibes in this song, and I think it's a pretty interesting song and definitely an interesting way to close the album. But "Real Thing" is, to me, is an underrated album closer. I think it's maybe as good as "Wood," which is the album closer off of "Dirt." But "Real Thing" is definitely an underrated song, and there's a lot of underrated stuff in the second half of this album. But yeah, that's my review. I'll give it a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, one of those two scores. But thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and a like. Let me know your thoughts on this album in the comment section below. And of course, have a nice day and take care.